Hello everyone, this is devlog number 5 for Stationbreak, an upcoming sci-fi game where you build space stations while fending off a relentless, energy-hungry swarm. Controlling a tiny, fragile fleet on the run, you drop into hostile star systems to refuel your ships and gather what you can before becoming overwhelmed by the swarm. In this video, I'll talk through some of the latest updates, including new UI, power management, and thermals. One of the most significant recent changes has been consolidating the UI of the main game mode. Previously, there were a few different ways to access different views, but now there is one main screen that you zoom in and out of. It's still the same overall concept as before, just now you can seamlessly move between the modes without digging through menus. The three viewing modes are the system view, where you manage your fleet and send ships out to gather resources, the tactical view, where you manage the orbits of your ships, station, and additional satellites, and the proximity view, where you're up close and building or managing the station. In addition to this, you can now overlay where the other planets are in relation to your local view. This has absolutely no gameplay effect, but it's nice to know where you are in the universe. Another chunk of work on the UI has been consolidating all the information from various elements into this handy side panel. There are currently two systems being moved over to this new panel: ship assignment planning and module management. Ship assignments are now a lot more stable than before, and sending ships out is much more straightforward. Here you see me select a ship whose engines are doing okay, choose a destination, and send it on its way. In the given amount of time, this ship will return with a new bounty of materials from this planet. While that ship is on its way, I'll hop over to proximity view and talk about the power and thermal management. There are currently 4 ways to generate power in the game, with a couple more in the works. Solar panels generate power from starlight. This has been established for a while, but with this new panel you can see more information about what's going on. For solar panels, an important value to be aware of is the solar constant, which is the maximum amount of power a standard panel can generate given the current distance from the sun. This value changes depending on how far you are from the star and the star's power. Typically, over the course of a single run, you'll be stuck with the solar constant of the planet that you chose at the beginning of that run, so it's important to choose wisely if you want to rely on solar power. Next is the reactor, which converts certain energy-dense raw materials into power for your station. Reactors work as long as you fuel them, and currently produce the highest output of your options. The drawback to reactors is that they generate a lot of waste heat, which is dangerous for station health and crew sanity. The bioreactor has taken on a bit more shape as well. Similar to the reactor, this module turns certain materials, in this case biomaterials, into power for the station. Unlike the reactor though, this bioreactor works on a growth cycle. Feed it a starter amount, which grows over time. At first the power output is relatively low, but towards the end of its cycle you'll get a high burst of power for a short period of time, before you need to restart the cycle over again. This can be useful when you don't have a ton of starting materials, but the drawback is a delay before you can reap the rewards. The newest addition to power is the thermoelectric generator. This module acts as a radiator, except converts some of the excess heat back into power for the station. This conversion is based on the thermal gradient between its radiator and the other modules around it, so it works best when plugged into really hot areas. I'm excited about this module because it adds incentive to the risk of running things hotter than ideal. One more thing to note on power: all power is routed through the core of your station. As a result, all generators lose efficiency the further they are from the core. This is reflected in the new details panel as well. This detail panel now also shows you the thermal conditions of each selected module. On the left-hand side is a list of what is contributing to those thermal conditions. For example, in this reactor we are gaining 3 kilowatts from absorption of local starlight, about 500 kilowatts of waste heat from the reactor's generation, and we're losing about 25 kilowatts to radiation and 17 kilowatts to other nearby modules. In total, this module has a net gain of about 460 kilowatts. On the right-hand side, we can see the effect that this all has. The leftmost bar shows the net gain or loss. Right next to that is an indicator of how much net gain you need to worry about before things become problematic. Different modules have different tolerances. For example, the reactor has a pretty high tolerance and can deal with a lot of thermal gain before becoming stressed. On the other hand, the fragile solar panel has a low tolerance and is already starting to take on thermal stress. The blue line here indicates the cooling threshold, at which point your module will start cooling and any stress will reduce over time. So, for example, if I now add a few radiators, you'll see that the solar panel ticks over into cooling and the stress starts reducing. The final bar here is, of course, stress. If a module is taking on stress, this bar fills up over time. The next thing for me to do is plug the effects of this stress back into the system, to affect both module integrity and crew sanity. This is all still work in progress, so please do let me know if you have any questions or thoughts about how power or thermals work. A few other notable developments recently are some visual updates. You'll now see that planets come with atmosphere and have a bit more of a stylized look. Stability improvements for ships, docking and materials. A continued effort to consolidate the look and feel of the UI into a cassette futurism space console aesthetic, and early experiments with some ambient sounds for an 80s synthwave soundscape. More on all that in the next video though. For now, take care.